Hey guys, welcome in. It is time for another tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at hands. Just getting the general shapes down and how to make quick, easy, simple hands from basic shapes. So we're going to dive right in with the first simple shape. We're going to look at a hand flat on. So to do this, first thing we need is a stack of paper. Just so it's nice and soft in your hand, just cheap printer paper, nothing special. A disposable pencil and a rubber. So the first thing we need to do is break the hands down into simple shapes. We're going to look at is this shape here. It is a spade. So to do this, we're just going to put down a spade shape. So I'm going to work a lot heavier than I normally would. This way you can see it nice and clearly at home and follow along with me. Once we've got the spade down, we're going to separate this into 4 sections, 4 fingers. 3 and 4. That's just a joint of our 4 fingers. And then we're going to separate off again for fun. To do this, what we'd do is bring a thumb shape out and back in. That's going to give us our thumb off to the side. And then we're going to work out the distance of our fingers. So the fingers are generally the same length from here to here to the top of your middle finger. And we will just bring up 2 guidelines for the edge, and then we're going to come up kind of like a point. So we're going to make it an arrowhead. And then we'll just bring a guideline up from the middle of our fingers to the edges. Because this hand is going to be directly face on, we will just go up and then back down. A little joint in the middle, up and back down. And we'll just do the same thing all the way across, and we have our 4 fingers. Really not difficult to draw a hand in this style. Next thing is a curved line there and a curved line here. That gives us our breaks in our fingers where our folds and creases will be. And if you really wanted to go into extra detail, you could start just bringing in the creases on your fingers. Because it's face on, you won't really see too much of these. And then it will tuck in and come slightly back around. The thumb has only got 2 joints, and we generally just keep it in line. Follow this middle line around, and that is going to give us a thumb. So we have one smaller section, and then our tip. We can bring that up and connect it. Let's just chuck in a real quick wrist so we know what we're doing. Now, when we're doing thumb on, you have the biggest creases on your hands. That's going to be across here and across here. That's the creases when you fold your hands. So we just put that in. Small there and small there. And opposite way for that. And that's all there is to doing a face on hand. It's really quite simple when you break it down into smaller shapes. We can do a slightly more complex hand now. We're going to do more of a feminine shape and have they like to rest their hands, and the fingers flow naturally and close and open together in different ways. So we'll try this one again. We're going to have our spade shape. We'll divide the top into 4 fingers, and then we'll come off. So let's bring a little finger down and around, and we'll follow it around, give it a bit of a curve. Do the same in the middle here, so we know where all our curves are going to go. let's come over there, bring those two together, and then come out a bit straight. So we've got a kind of a different shape going on here. So we'll bring it around and come in. So again, we have our joint here. These are going to be like your middle knuckles. But when it comes to anime, generally you don't break them down into 3 sections. It's quite weird that they're only actually normally broken down into 2 sections. So you get your joint, which is there, and then your knuckle. And then this is normally done as one piece. So in order to do this, what we're going to do is out to there and then in. And because we're side on, you would see more of that kind of shape into the finger. And then we'll bring that down and give it, so say, kind of, and just put a small wrist on there. So again, quite simple, hanging to relaxed. You're seeing it from the side, so you're not really seeing the thumb. The thumb would be tucked around here. If you wanted to do it, you could bring it out slightly from this angle and then bring it up. But you wouldn't normally see that, so we don't put it in. Right, so we have a simple, and we have a kind of a slightly more difficult. Let's try a bit of an actiony pose with one. So we're gonna do, yeah, let's do this one. This is quite a good pose to have. So we're gonna bring, how big am I gonna make this and make this all fit in? So let's bring it over here a bit. So I have changed the shape of our paddle here, that kind of spade type shape. And we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're looking at different angles on hands. So let's, I'm going to bring up a lump here. This will make sense. But that lump here, that's going to be our thumb. So that's going to be this section here on the thumb. So we're going to bring that up, and we're going to curve the thumb out. So from there, we're going to come up and curve the thumb back in. I may have made that touch too big, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. We have all of this space now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this up. They're going to be bigger gaps. I'm going to do 2 sets of circles. That's my dividing circle. Now I'm going to do an angle circle. So if you don't know what I mean, that's the center of where we're going. That's where the finger's going to come out. And this angled circle is the way that we're actually facing the finger. And hopefully that's going to make a bit more sense in a sec. So we're seeing more of this finger. We're pretty dead on with this finger. And then we're more of this way with this finger. So we're going to bring this, we're going to what is called foreshortening. So we're going to foreshorten this hand. So we're going to go straight out from there. That's 1. That's 2. The third one is pretty much straight on, and then the fourth one is coming out to the side. Now, we're going side on with this. So this part's coming out straight, up, in. This part is still coming out straight, but we have more of a round on the tip of the finger. I'm just going to lighten these up just a touch. They're still there, but our crease would be more to the side here. This one still there, but our crease is going to be more top side on. This one, because this is our, what is this? This is our middle finger. It's actually our longest finger out of all of them, but it's dead straight on in this pose. So this one is basically a complete sausage, just up. We'll bring in the curve of our tips, but it is just straight up. This one is where the action comes in, because we're going to give this one the curve, and we're starting to tilt this finger back. We're going to lighten them joints up again. We're straight on the joint there, and we're more this side on this joint. And there we have a complete action pose. I'm going to drop into a very quick bit of time lapse. We are going to outline these hands properly so you can see that what's happened with them. We'll leave all the guidelines in, and I will see you back here in a second. Here we have it, guys. 3 complete hands. Nice and simple designs, taking no more than 2 minutes a hand. There's nothing hard about them, just made from simple shapes and lines. If this tutorial has helped you out in any way, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button down below, and maybe leave a comment in the section below if it's helped you out. Tag some pictures over on my Instagram, and yeah, leave any comments for any further tutorials you want in the future. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you next time.